So, what is clarity of spirit all about? First, clarity is defined as the quality or condition of being clear or easy to enter and understand. Clarity begins with awareness and is really about tapping into the inner wisdom and knowledge within and learning to be our authentic selves, to align with our purpose, values, and personal goals, right? Many of us lack clarity and we're going through life disconnected, unfulfilled, without meaning. When we lack clarity, we live from our conditioning, right? Who we think we should be, who are we told we should be, right? We tend to live life based off of other people's expectations, priorities, and values. That in itself can be stressful. We take that part of us that needs to be expressed and we keep pressing it down. And that energy has to go somewhere. So it shows up as body mind symptoms such as stress, tension, overwhelm, and dis-ease. When we gain clarity, it makes it easier to release those things that are not for our greatest good. Gaining clarity makes it easier to set boundaries and to say no to people, places, and things that distract us and get us off track. When we gain clarity, we become more compassionate towards ourselves and others. We know that life happens for us versus to us. When we're talking about spirit, we're talking about that part of us that has always been there, unwavering and unchanging, just waiting for our acknowledgement of it. That part of us that keeps nudging us to live with purpose, meaning, and intention, right? With joy. That part of us that brings joy, happiness, fulfillment, wholeness, healing, and makes life worth living. It's that higher version of ourselves that needs to be expressed and fulfilled. It's time to embrace it and release those things that hinder and no longer serve our greatest good. We are taught to focus on what I call the positive side of negative, or fixing our problems, working on our weaknesses, or what's wrong with us or what we think is wrong with us, things to avoid, to get rid of, right? Now realizing and understanding that what we focus on, we truly give life to. So what are you giving life to? By focusing on the things we wish to get rid of or fix doesn't necessarily bring about those things, right, that we really truly desire in our lives, right? It doesn't bring meaning, purpose, and fulfillment, joy, happiness, peace of mind, or whatever wholeness is for you. It doesn't bring that to your life. If you want meaning, purpose, fulfillment, joy, happiness, peace of mind, then your focus needs to be on those things. You want happiness? What is happiness for you? What does happiness look like? You want meaning and fulfillment? What do you value? What brings meaning and fulfillment to your life? Right? You know that the life you've been living so far is not the life that you came forth to live. When you begin to focus on those things that your heart and your soul desire, those things that make your heart sing, you give life, right, to that. And then you begin to bring those things into your reality. You begin to manifest those things. It's time for you, for me, for us to stand in our power, walk in our purpose, and enjoy our lives. It's time for us to remember who we truly are and the power that is within each and every one of us. It's time for us to learn to tap into the inner wisdom and the knowledge that is within us and co-create with the universe, the divine, right? And create the life that our heart and our souls desire. I'm not gonna lie, the journey can be quite uncomfortable, but more than likely, you're uncomfortable anyway. So will you live life being uncomfortable living out someone else's version of your life? Or will you be uncomfortable going after your heart and your soul's desire and look into that nudge feeling? Is it simple? Yes. Is it easy? Not so much. Are you worth it? Of course you are. Regardless of your past and regardless of where you are right now in your life, right? It has been and is an interesting journey, but it's all been worth it, right? And so the more clear you are, the more aware you are, the more you gain clarity about who you truly are, your true nature. it automatically adds meaning, purpose, and fulfillment in your life, right? You start to look at life from a different perspective. It's actually it's wonderful. It can be fabulous. You know, when I really started focusing on clarity for me, what clarity of spirit was for me, wow, it put a different spin, a different perspective on my life. And I truly realized that I had been taking all of those things about me that wanted to be expressed, and I kept pushing them down. And, you know, I wanted to feel joy, I wanted to feel happiness, but I just kept feeling stress and overwhelmed, right? And everybody around me was telling me who I am and who I'm supposed to be, and you're not this, you're a dreamer. But I knew that nudge feeling within me, that spark, had always been there. And so after a while, you know, I was so stressed out, I was so overwhelmed, and it just kept tapping, and that nudge feeling got louder, right? It started off as a whisper, and then it got louder until it got my attention. And once I started looking at it and looking into it and learning more about me, it made things, the journey itself was not easy, but it made things in general easier for me, right? I was more comfortable in my own skin. I was more comfortable being me, my authentic self, right? And then I noticed that my external world started changing. The people that I was around started changing. And sometimes it made other people uncomfortable, but a lot of times when you start to stand in your power and walk in your purpose, then you give other people that that feel, that nudge feeling. You give them, it's like you give them permission to be themselves, their authentic selves as well. All right. So today, focus on what you truly desire. Gain clarity and awareness. And until next time, love, bliss, light. Ashe.